building, I think there is this sense of let's work harder, let's know our building will be better, let's make our education be better. So I think the district has done a great work at that, and I hope that continues.
Okay, to be honest with you, unless I sit down and talk with every one of you and try to figure out what our strengths are, I'd be giving you a bunch of crap. So for me to just bring up this stuff and say, I think we're strong at this, we're not at this. I know we do a lot with I don't want handicapped, disabled type of children. I know we do that. I know that's a big plus for Mayville. I know with our music, and I think that's a big thing for Mayville too. I know myself. I know we get a lot of support from other communities. They look at us and say we're really good at that. Other than that, when it comes to, I don't know because I'm not involved. So I can't sit here and tell you something I don't know.
All right, thanks. Okay, next question. Describe your understanding of the school board's role and the administration's role in the district. Want me to repeat it again? Or
What's that?
do you want me to repeat it again?
Our responsibility.
Yeah. Well, describe your understanding of the school board's role and administration's role.
I think we're the stewards of our taxpayers. We're responsible for the money that they put into the system and make sure it goes where it's supposed to and that it's spent wisely. When it comes to education, when it comes to teachers we hire, that's our job. We've got a big responsibility when it comes to the financials and the future of our children. We make all those decisions. It's kind of shocking that the few people here are responsible for that. I find that very difficult to believe sometimes, but that's the way it works. So,
okay.
I think we are responsible for setting up policies so our district can be successful. We are responsible for the way that we spend the taxpayers' money. We are responsible for doing our best to make sure that our children get the best education possible. We are responsible to check how the superintendent is conducting the district. We are responsible for also checking with every principal from every school. And I think we are also a connector between the community and the parents and between them and other members of the board.
All right, thank you. Dick, you want to take that?
Oh, let Scott read for me. Can I see
Oh, yeah? I can do it. What specific prior involvement have you had with districts or K-12 school districts? And in what capacity are you currently an active member of the community? So what experience have you had with school districts? And then in what capacity are you involved in town?
Is it my turn? So I've been involved in this, with the school district for many years as a volunteer photographer. I've been a substitute teacher, and I was the Spanish teacher for the high school. Right now, I'm involved in the community through Rotary. I assist them into their grant writing and some international projects, and I assisted them with the project for the bike path. Yeah, I think that's it. I do right now as far as volunteering with the community.
the only thing I was involved in was the school board and some sporting events with the kids. So, I believe.
Okay. So just one final thing, this is a limited term. And the last question that I would have is, do you plan on running again for the next election? Ron, you
Yes.
first. Tatiana?
Yes, I think this is very important. I'm really interested in getting to know the leadership of our community. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for that. And I hope that I can collaborate, and if I can, I would love to stay and keep with the work.
Okay. So that's the end of our interview process. At this time, there's time for you if you have any questions of the board that you would like to ask.
I had a question about something you discussed earlier. But I didn't know.
You knew enough that you couldn't do that. You learned that in your 5 years.
Yeah, how can we best collaborate to the board as a member of the board?
Well, we can talk amongst ourselves, not in, we can't get together in meetings unless it's posted, but, if you have a question of myself or Scott or any committees that, you'll be, whoever is elected will be put on some committees. You can talk amongst yourself, but you cannot get together as a group. That's an illegal meeting, I'm sure you all know that. But you can talk to whoever, individually, to any board member or Scott. Prefer, that you not ask questions of like staff or principals, that you would go through Scott for that first. But that's usually the process. It's open communication amongst all board members.
And how are the committees set up? Are these all committees that are preset already, or is that, do we have some kind of different interest we can suggest a different committee? How's that structured?
Committees are in the first board meeting in May. There's an election amongst the board to determine who's president for the next year, who's vice president, who's clerk, and who's treasurer. And then it's the board president's responsibility then to designate committee where he feels or that person feels that they're best qualified to help.
You can
out.
politic toward him.
All right. That's how we can get done.
Yeah, you can request, if you have a preference, if you're knowledgeable in areas that you think you're best suited, that's the realm to go.
And usually, how many committees are you a part of?
Well, usually everybody's in, there's a buildings and grounds committee.
Thank you so much.
There's a negotiations committee, there's a policy committee, curriculum, instruction, and then emergency leave, food service. So usually you're on like 2 committees.
Right.
Some only meet as needed.
Yeah, some only.
Others meet like once every 2 months. Buildings and grounds is probably the most active.
Buildings and grounds and I think policy usually meet.
Yeah, so to answer your first question about collaboration, I think anytime we're in government and you have legal expertise, it is very tough a lot of times for the collaboration because you can fall into walking quorums. I talked to him and I'm on the same committee. We have now broken the rules. A lot of people don't understand those things, and a lot of people in government don't understand a lot of those types of things. But I think collaboration really begins, and although a lot of times it's really dependent upon a board president or district administrator bends over backwards. And to really answer questions, to really get a lot of feedback, you can call John. He's almost accessible at any time, day or night. Call past 10 every day, you're good enough. I think this school district is phenomenal, especially with our district administrator, if there is any questions. And they usually get back to you in a very timely manner, or secretary is as well. But I think you'll find, whether you get on today or you run in the future, that it's somewhat unique in that right there. I think that any person running for a board, whether it's you two or in the future, you got a unique chance to collaborate to make education better. As far as committee setup, I think that's one of our biggest weaknesses. We have the way we always tend to track with the same people, always the same time, because that's the way it's always been. I think it's one of our biggest weaknesses that we don't allow for the different mindsets. So anytime there's anything new, I absolutely love it. And I love the direction of our school district. I'm just saying from a board perspective, it's my personal opinion, but I think our district is really trending towards a great beginning of, and it's always going to be a great beginning, because as we continue to plan and change things, I think that whether you're in today or Ron is in today, that I hope no matter what you guys will run, because the more people that run, the better I think that our school board becomes.
Thank you.
I got a quick question. I think I'm hearing something. My question is, you've got these different committees. If somebody has interest to start a different committee that's not on here, is that a possibility?
Oh, sure, I mean, you can bring
What
it,
you want to do?
you can bring it up to, if there's.
We've changed them around over the
Yeah.
years. Transfer
There's a
station
need.
used to be separate.
If there's a need, yeah.
Because you could have a committee for 3 months for that matter, 2 or something. If you formally say, create a committee, let it be so. So you can have just informal representation on things as well. So there's a lot of opportunities.
Now, we used to change around a lot more years back too, but when we got into this building project, we put certain things on hold as was chairman of buildings and grounds because of the building project.
And we have done committees as a whole too, where you're talking, I mean, that would be an opportunity, you know, if we really feel there's a need where we can openly discuss with everybody present and not be taking votes necessarily, but be able to legally discuss issues, you know, between us.
And we use, just like tonight, like we used the report time for that. So there's some districts that actually have like a committee of the whole every other meeting, so they'll have an operations meeting one time. And the second one would be just a committee, just purely discussion. Their action items are all loaded onto one. So versus right now, you have 2 fully working board meetings. So we kind of add that committee of the whole.
Any other questions? Okay, so at this point, I will pass out ballot to each one.
Can I say something before we vote?
Yeah.
I appreciate both you guys coming up here. It takes a lot to represent a community. Sometimes it can be stressful even putting your name in. But I appreciate both you guys. I really do.
So put your name on it.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, put your name on it and then put the person that you want to vote for underneath that. And then Scott will come around and pick them up.
There are, how many city seats up for elections next spring?
Well, no, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I'm up. You know?
What, 3 cities?
Yeah, 3 cities.
3 cities.
Yeah, so 4. So at this time, I think the proper way to do it would be to, I'd like to reopen the resolution. Resolution 192021, I make the motion to reopen the resolution to include the person that is with the most votes to be on this resolution now. Is there a second?
So, a second.
So the motion's been made and second to reopen resolution 192021 to include the person who has the most votes as the recipient, or be the appointment of the school board member. Any questions on reopening this resolution? Joe?
Aye.
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 Motion carried 5-0-1. And now,
Good.
what,
Are the votes, do you just want the name, or do you want the actual
I want the name.
Okay, so the individual with the most votes is Tatiana Shirasaki.
Okay, so the resolution now will state 1920-21 with the approval appointment of Tatiana Shirasaki as the school board member for the unexpired term ending in April 21st, 2020. Is there a motion for that?
So moved. Second.
Who was the motion? Dave? Second by Dick. Any questions on this appointment for Tatiana Shirasaki as the new board member? Dave?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried 5-0-1.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Ron, thanks for all that you've done over the past year that you were on the board, and
He'd have been on the Buildings and Grounds
Yeah.
Committee.
but there's always next year if you want to try again. There's 3 seats open.
Can I talk to Travis about something, about this roofing thing?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You don't want to hear it.
Huh?
You don't want to hear it?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
So, Tatiana, welcome.
Thank you very much. I hope you can be helpful.
Oh, we will get together with, Scott and I will get together with you just to go over some things and to get you up to speed. And we'll get you a computer and work from there.
Sounds good.
See you at the next meeting.
And I'm gonna reach out to Tatiana. She had talked about the Kumon program, and as we talk about our after-school programs, that's another option that we're discussing. So the other pieces are coming together, so it's time to start bringing that one into the fold too, to see if we can make something like that happen this school year.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I'll be in touch. I'll reach out tomorrow then.
Mhm. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
You don't want to sit next to me, now is the time for that.
Okay, let's move back up to resolution 1920-17, approval to hire Jamie McNaughton, special education paraprofessional at the middle school. So moved. Motion by Dave, second by Joel. Who wants to talk about this?
Were you at the interviews? Okay. So there are 2 paraprofessionals on the docket for hire tonight. This individual is recommended for a wage of $13.25. All special education pairs are being allocated 37.5 hours per week. Everybody who's hired now, they have to complete, it's called highly qualified paraprofessional training this summer still. So we're gonna coordinate that during the in-service this school year. And I have some resources that I'll be sharing with you coming up here to talk about new wage model for our paras. And so based upon the experience and qualifications, Kara has worked out resources where she believes some of these individuals should be. So the recommendation for this one is $13.25 per hour. And do not have a resume or background to go along with this. Kara right now is out in Maine on the East Coast. And on Friday, she asked if I needed to go to the board meeting, and I was on vacation. So I still feel very confident in recommending Jamie for hire at $13.25.
Any questions for this approval to hire? Dave?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried 5-0-1. Resolution 1920-18, approval to hire Tesa Darga for special education paraprofessional at the middle school.
So moved.
Motion by Dick.
I'll second.
Second by Dave.
Okay. This position is specifically for our emotional behavioral needs students. In that world,
Kara has worked out through her resources that anybody coming to those positions, that position due to the level of support, duties of the job, she's recommending the starting wage be at $15 per hour. This is in an effort of trying to raise the wages here, so that's the word I want to use here. Meeting the comps that are in the area. So this position is at $15 per hour for Tessa. She does come to us with some experience as well.
Driving from Sunbury.
That's
her address right
I
now.
know, right.
Any questions for this approval to hire Tessa? Dick?
Aye.
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 Motion carried 501. Resolution 1920-19, approval of fees for the next school year, general school year. Motion?
So,
Joe?
And a second.
Second by David.
All right, so this is pretty status quo overall. So there's two small changes. One is for the locker lock fee. You're just looking at all the fees. We just did get the whole quarter added onto it. Just for as far as collections and stuff goes, that does make it complicated. So we were out there buying, this is only for those that need to purchase a district-provided lock to put on a locker, so that we have a key to access it. It's against policies just to use any lock on it. If we need to access it, we'd have to take a bolt cut to it. So then the high school lifetime fitness class, that did have an increase, I think it was last year. We're still recommending to see another increase. It's a very high cost course, and all of those funds go directly to the students. There's lots of fun events that they go on, and outings, and significant transportation costs that go along with that. So we comfortably recommend to see that modest increase. It looks like a 20% increase, but really in the big picture, it's a minor fee for the return on investment that the students are getting for that.
It's like a lifetime sports.
Yeah, yes, correct. And lots of outings that they go on. So, a very popular class, by the way. So, that's a great experience for the kids. It's just, we have a lot of transportation costs that go along with that. Then parking, and I know that Joe and I had a conversation earlier about parking. Joe has had open conversations with us on parking. But Lee, when I talked to him about the parking fee, the discussion was that it was $50. It came to $35 in an effort to try to collect it earlier. Recommendation was just to stick with $50. I do have a document. I didn't go on a hunt to find out everybody's fees nearby. We had just done this actually a couple of years ago on the fees. So this is purely an informational piece here to hand out, pass sales pitch, okay? Joe, you may have one, however, I don't know. I just have information, okay? So, in the past, we've sold 104 permits, 83 permits. I didn't get the information for this year. What I wanted to share on this one page was that Mayville is $50, Elmira $0, because they do include that in the registration fee. They do want vehicles registered, however. Hartford $100 or $50, Waupun, depending on the spot. Waupun, Beaver Dam were $50, Horicon is $40, Eustis Springs $50. We do prorate ours by quarter, so it's $12.50 a quarter is what we have. So I'm gonna flip the page over and I'll talk about just like this last year, when we used Ryan's worksheets, 2019 is the 2018-19 school year, we did generate $3,450 in revenue, so we clearly sold more permits than we did in 2018 because of that. The average revenue that comes in is $3,361. What do we do with that? Well, we plow that, the side parking lot, we sealed it just this last year. We've added new lighting, we have surveillance, you know, transportation is provided for kids that require it. So we do provide buses for those that are outside of the